So I've been on the search for a percussive massage device for quite a while now. There's about 50 million brands out there. A month or so ago, a brand called Ekrin reached out to me. They make a few different massage devices and they asked if I wanted to be an affiliate for them. So I asked if I could test out one of their products and they kindly sent me the B37 to test out and do a little review of for you guys. So the guys at Ekrin have been kind enough to offer you a discount code. If you go down in the link below, you'll find that, and that should offer you 20% off any of their massage devices. Full disclaimer, I am now an affiliate with Ekrin after testing the product out. So if you make a purchase through that link or using that code, then I will get a little bit of spare change from those purchases at no extra cost to you. And just so we're totally clear, I'll only ever partner with a brand that I've kind of used their product and I've benefited from it. So enough of me jabbering on. Let's get started with the review of the Ekrin B37. That was really cheesy. So first up, some of the criteria that I was kind of looking for in a percussive massage device. So the first was to kind of support my performance. Like most people at the moment, I'm training at home, I'm not competing or anything like that. I wanted something that I could potentially use to help prep me for training, so use in like a warm-up, release any tight areas, then also use to down-regulate after training as well to kind of support the recovery process. Second thing was to support my general well-being with kind of the autoimmune conditions. One of the common things associated with that, common things I get, is chronic muscle tension. So something to kind of help release that. I've responded quite well to massage and to kind of soft tissue work in the past, so if this could make that easier and more enjoyable to do, then yeah, that'd be ideal. Third thing, I was looking for something that was portable, so I tried a few devices that you kind of have to plug in and they're quite good, but if you're kind of out on the road, it's not really ideal. So the Ekrin is portable, you plug it in to charge up, but then you could take it in the car. So if you're a passenger and you can kind of use it, and yeah, that's what I was looking for. So let's move on to some of the features of the actual device, which I've got down here in front of me. The B37 arrives in this nicely packaged box. It's kind of a hard case. It's got a little handle on it, little briefcase, and then everything comes very neatly organized in there. So you have the massage tool in the center, you have then the 4 attachments and then the plug, and then it also comes with some instructions, a few little bits and pieces there, and they also sent me some stickers, which I'm always a fan of stickers for some reason. Bonus points there. Something I like about the case as well is that it has this little strap underneath the gun that you can just lift up to make it easier to pull it out. I know it's only a little detail, but there's that attention to detail. And it's a US standard plug. If you live in the UK or somewhere else in the world, then obviously you need to get an adapter to, adapt it, but that's no problem. One quick thing to note is that if you are ordering from not the US, then you might get hit with a bit of a customs import charge. That for me was, I think, around £20–25. So it's not crazy, but it is something to consider if you're not based in the US. So the 4 heads all have their kind of individual functions and benefits. So the one I've used the most is the ball head, which is shaped like a ball. So the ball is useful for hitting larger muscle groups, so in your pecs, maybe your lats. I've used that up in my hamstrings and glutes as well, and quads. So it's hitting those big areas, more of like a global approach compared to some of these other heads. Then we've got the bullet, this sort of one, which that's a little bit more of like a pinpointed treatment, I suppose. So I've used that in my forearms, kind of these small areas that are kind of hard to get to, the top of my shin as well. So these little small areas near the joints, it's quite useful for releasing any tension there. Then we got this flat kind of cone shaped sort of. This one I haven't used as much. It's sort of an in between the ball and the bullet one. It's still useful, but it's just, yeah, you know, I've been using the ball one more. Then the fork attachment, which is useful for treating kind of either side of the spine without grinding on your vertebra. So that one really comes in handy, particularly kind of this kind of cervical thoraco junction up there, which tends to get quite stiff. It's quite a nice one for getting either side of that and really releasing it. So yeah, the heads are easy to attach as well. You just literally click it in, click it out. It's not, you know, it's really easy to do that. The only one that's a little bit different is this fork or prong one, which you have to kind of align it slightly. Again, it's really easy to chop and change those. So it comes with this user guide, as I said, that kind of explains what you would use each of the heads for, and then it has kind of some diagrams for you to follow along with there as well, which is nice. So the device itself is quite weighty, it's sturdy, it feels well made. It's got this metal casing and then kind of a rubber grip, so it, you know, it's not going to slip out of your hand. It feels nice and sturdy, and it's heavy, but not too heavy so that it's difficult to kind of use. It's really easy to maneuver. Yeah, you just plug it in to charge up, and it takes about 4 hours, although they recommend 6 hours when you first charge it up. So that's not really that long. And then obviously you unplug it to use it, which means it's portable, which is great for taking on the road, taking to the gym. You can take it in your gym bag and use it after or before training. So yeah, nice and portable, which is always good. Battery life, I believe, is up to 8 hours. I think that's if you're using it on the kind of the lower settings. Like there's 5 different power settings, so if you're using it on 1 or 2, then it might last up to 8 hours. But you might not get that much out of it if you're using it more on the higher power settings. Yeah, that's still quite a decent amount of battery life, I'd say. Comes with a warranty as well that you can register. Card that comes with the device. You can follow the link and then register for your warranty, which is ideal. So as I said, it comes with 5 different speed settings, which I'll just double check right now. So it ranges from 1,400 RPM up to 3,200 RPM, which is, you know, that's quite intense. So in terms of the performance, it is very heavy duty. It delivers quite a punch. I found the different heads are really useful for working on different parts of the body, as I said, really getting the ball into open up the pecs and the shoulders, using that smaller bullet to get in those tight areas around kind of my shins, my elbows, and even in my hips as well. Then using that fork one to get either side of the spine really does help release a lot of tension there. And because it's ergonomic, it's quite easy to reach some of those hard to reach areas. In the past, I've held a lot of tension in sort of between my lower back and mid back, that's thoracolumbar junction. I think that's quite common. And using foam rollers and mobility tools, mobility balls, I can get a bit of relief there, but it's kind of hard to get the leverage needed to initiate a response. But I found the first time I used the B37 on that area, it released a lot of tension there. Almost kind of this pins and needles, nice release sensation, and all of a sudden things felt a lot less tense around there. I was able to kind of sit or stand more upright. And then I did a punch bag session the same day, like a few hours after, and I found I was able to get a lot more rotation through my thoracic when I was hitting Bob out the back. So that's kind of a good sign. It's not necessarily what I was expecting, particularly from just one short session blasting my lower back. So it's definitely helped in terms of performance. It also, when I was doing some mobility work, working towards kind of a pancake and side splits, I've got an old adductor injury that flares up now and again and can put pressure on the inside of my knee, particularly if I'm doing mobility stuff like that. So I use the device before that on the adductor just for sort of a minute or two, and I found that I wasn't getting as much discomfort when I was doing the mobility work for the pancake and the side splits. So that, again, quite positive. I was just trying it out to see if it would initiate a response, not really expecting it to have much of a difference. But yeah, again, pleasantly surprised. I've also used it on a few areas that tend to just feel a little bit stiff pre-workout. So if I've been sat or standing at a desk all day, I feel a little bit rounded, then just open up through the chest, through the shoulders, the lats, before training, just for a quick blast. It's just convenient to have it there lying around. You can just pick it up, get a little bit done, feel a bit more relaxed, and just get on with the day. I've also had a few flare-ups over the joint pain and stuff during the time that I've had the Ekrin, and yeah, it's really helped with that. Like, as I said, muscle tension is a common side effect of some autoimmune conditions, particularly from my experience. If I'm in a deep flare-up, sometimes I don't even want to get on a yoga mat and do some basic stretching or use a foam roller or anything like that. So this has allowed me to just lie down, just use it really passively because it's light and easy to use, and get that relaxation response that then reduces the pain I'm in, which is massive. It's a massive improvement to my quality of life. Just a simple device to, yeah, just to help me chill out a bit more. So I would also be using it traveling, and you know, if I was traveling to train and go to the gym or surfing or whatever as well, but obviously lockdown, yeah, it's not happening. The device itself is quiet as well, so I'll just chuck it on. So that's setting 1, and hopefully you can still hear me fairly clearly. So setting 1 and 2, you can kind of just use that while you're watching TV or chilling out. Like, it's not really going to disrupt anyone. When you go up to 3, 4 and 5, kind of gets a little bit louder. That's full power, that one. But again, it's not crazy loud. It's just got a 1 button, so you just press and hold the button to turn it on for like 2 or 3 seconds. Then you just quick press to change it up a level, but then you can hold it to turn it off again. So yeah, really easy to use, even for someone like me. So one of the big plus points that I've found using something like this, the Ekrin B37, is that it makes soft tissue work very passive. Doing mobility and release drills isn't necessarily about breaking up fascia and kind of opening areas up. It might be equally or more so that you're initiating a relaxation response. So the less that you have to do when you're performing your mobility work, ideally the better, the more relaxed you can be. So using a device like this, the biggest benefit that I've seen is that it allows me to be completely relaxed while I'm using it. I don't have to work hard. The device is doing most of the hard work for me. Getting a real deep tissue response like I would if I was having a massage, and I don't really have to do much else than just sit there and, yeah, let it do the work for me. Because it's easy to use and because it's just there, I'm more likely to turn to it than I am even like the foam roller and the mobility balls. Not saying that they don't still have their place, they still are important and they're obviously affordable. They're still really useful tools, but I found myself almost always turning towards this because it's more convenient, because it makes things easier. So again, I hope that kind of makes sense. I hope I covered everything that you were hoping to see if you were considering getting a device like this. Yeah, I've had nothing but a positive experience. The guys at Ekrin have been great. They actually sent me one device and the battery ended up being a little bit dodgy, and they replaced that no problem without me asking. So yeah, every interaction I've had with them, they've been great. So if you are looking to purchase a massage device, if it is something you're looking to add to your practice, then yeah, it may well benefit you. I've seen nothing but positive benefits from it. There's a lot you can get done with no equipment and with minimal equipment, but if you did want to go a little bit deeper and you kind of had the money to invest in something like this, then it would, I imagine, only benefit your practice. It's a nice tool just to have, you know, for just if you get some niggles or if you want to use it to initiate recovery. It is a well-rounded tool to have in your toolkit. So I hope this was useful. If you've got any questions at all about the device, about anything life, then let me know down below. I'll answer you in the comments more than likely. Yeah, have a healthy, heroic day. Hope you're staying safe, and I'll catch you soon.